What's up guys, it is Chris back with another watch video, and today we are looking at the GINAULT Ocean-Rover II, and this is essentially the first true homage watch that I have had on the channel. And this is obviously a Rolex homage. I reached out to GINAULT because I've been talking about homage watches on the channel here and there, and it gets a lot of responses from you guys, and I know that you guys really appreciate them. One's from a lot of people have mentioned the GINAULT, and that's the reason why I reached out to them. Also, Steinhardt. A lot of people are big fans of Steinhardt. And these are watches that are actually made really, really well and are very, very good looking watches. This watch actually now has the Sellita SW200 or a 28-24 ETA movement in it. So we're talking about watches with very good movements in them. As I mentioned, this is the version 2, so they've made some changes. There was some controversy over the movement that was in this watch and how they were sort of made in America. They've done away with all of that. Now they put a Swiss movement in it. And it is just a very well-made watch, and I have to say, from wearing it over the last few weeks, GINAULT did not send me the box. However, it just came as the watch only. I immediately started wearing it once I got it. I've gone swimming with it. I've done a whole bunch of stuff. I actually went fishing. And it's just an all-around very comfortable watch, very similar to the way that a Rolex wears. However, there are a few little things that I like about this watch, and which I think make it a very good homage watch. And I've mentioned there are good homage watches and there are bad homage, and this is a good homage watch in my opinion. First, if you don't like the maxi case, but you do like a ceramic bezel, there really is no option in the Rolex catalog. GINAULT make it for you. Here it is. This is a pre-ceramic case with a ceramic bezel. And if you don't like this ceramic bezel, they will do a one-off and put in an aluminum insert into your watch if that's what you want. However, I think this sort of fills a gap. And we've mentioned this in these other videos that I did, and a lot of mentions in the comments. If you don't want that maxi case, but you like the ceramic bezel, there is no other option out there except for something like a homage, and they're doing it, and they're doing it well. And let's listen to that bezel, because the bezel action on this is really, really tight, really good. Very, very precise. So as I mentioned, this gets a Swiss movement. It's either a Sellita or an ETA, and you're getting the 28-24 equivalent, or the SW200. So a very, very good, very, very reliable movement. 40 millimeter case, so like I said, like the pre-ceramic Submariner case. It does get a screw down crown, screwed in case back. The case back, again, very similar to Rolex style case back. Solid end links. You do not get drilled lugs, and you get a really nice clasp on here. They've improved a lot of the tolerances in the bracelet, so the bracelet itself is very, very tight, really well made. Huge screws on the bracelet itself. Even though the bracelet is very thin, it is really, really nice, very, very thick screws on this bracelet. And as I mentioned, you get that glide lock that you would get with a Rolex, and it actually really smooth on this watch and really well. It works really well. And I have to say, on a hot summer day, and it's approaching July here in New York, when you're wearing this watch outdoors in the heat and you go out in the morning and it might be a little bit cooler, and as the day heats up, you could just take off the watch, click it out, pull it out just a little bit, click it back in, and it works like a charm. It really does. It works really, really well. And you know, even though it's somewhat of a copy of the Rolex system, for the price of these, you're getting something that is really actually very, very well made, and you're getting that clasp that's literally just beautiful. And let me throw it on my wrist so you could see. It looks really good on my wrist. Today I am wearing James and Muriel. This is the Proteus, and it is another really cool dive watch. And this one's actually getting a Miyota movement. I think it's the No Date Miyota 9000 series. Some cool lume on this watch, really beautiful bezel, just a cool watch as well. So throwing the GINAULT Ocean-Rover on my wrist, let me actually adjust it back to where I had it. And there you go, just as easy as that. And 40 millimeters, you could see it fits my wrist perfect. 7.5-inch wrist, looks really good on my wrist. Just a really nicely fitting watch. So some highlights on this watch. Obviously the bezel, in my opinion, really fits really well to the case, and it just sounds really good. There is no movement in the bezel. Really nice. There is no date. I like a no date sub. AR coating on the glass. Just a really good watch. I'm gonna really be sad when I have to send this back, and I actually have to send it back pretty soon to GINAULT. In general, my first impressions were really, really good, and then as the watch grew on me as I wore it even more and more, I really, really like it. So there are some things that I could say could be improved. One is that the clasp isn't signed. I just don't know why they wouldn't do that. I don't know if this is because this is a prototype, but I think they should sign the clasp. I know it's kind of weird, where would you sign it on here, but they could put this little, they sign the crown, they could put the little signature from the crown right here on the bracelet. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think it would look pretty good. But all in all, the fit, finish, and quality of the watch is really outstanding. The other thing I would say is a little bit on the high side is the price. So the retail is $14.99, and then $16.99 for the one with the date. So an extra $200 for the date. I think that's a lot of money. They are offering 20% off, I believe, for Phase 1 customers. I don't know if these have actually already sold out, Phase 1. There is a Phase 2, however, and then those people will enjoy $200 off, and then a 13.85% discount. I don't know where they came up with that number, off the price. So these aren't, they're not cheap. You're still going to be spending around $1,000 for these watches, thereabout. However, they are a lot cheaper than the Rolex, and in the long run, I mean, it's so similar to the Rolex that I mean, if you really, really like the maxi case bezel, but you don't like the maxi case, you don't like that big upsize case, there's really not much out there for you, unless you want aluminum. And they've filled that gap, and that's what they're doing. So they found a gap in the Rolex lineup, and they've filled it. So here it is. I mean, that's just the way it is. And they are a homage brand, like I said, and they've had some controversy in the past, but I think this is a very solid offering. I really like the finishing, and like I said, I'm a fan of Rolex in general. I don't currently own a Rolex, as I'll never pay overpriced for a Rolex. But this is a very tempting watch for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick lume shot. The lume is actually very good. Obviously, you have a glossy black dial here, and on the dial it just reads Ocean-Rover 1,000 feet or 3,000 meters. Again, that's a little bit of a up over the 200-meter Submariner, so that's really nice. Submersible, maritime, precision, chronometer. I don't know if they need all this language on the bottom of the dial. I like the red second hand. I like the glossy dial. I like the applied indices. You have a pip. I don't believe the whole bezel is lume, but we'll do, like I said, we'll do a quick lume shot right now so you guys can see. Generally, I think this is a really cool watch, and it's actually, it's really fun. I like it. Anyway, quick lume shot. And there you have it. The lume is extremely bright on here. Nice blue hue to it. Just, a really nice, beautiful watch. I'm really impressed by it. And this is, like I said, the version 2. So they've made a lot of improvements to this. Definitely check out their website. I will put a link to the description, in the description below, to their website. A very impressive watch. I really, really like it. I can't say that enough. So yeah, definitely check them out. If you're looking for a Rolex Homage, this is a very good option. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I will catch you guys in the next watch video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel. Also, please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, and I will catch you guys in the next video.